2024 was a terrible year for Fresh and Fit podcasts, especially Myron as an individual creator. Of course, they were demonetized from YouTube in 2023, and that continued on to other platforms. He was still getting his Instagram deplatformed, as well as also on Twitch and other platforms alike. So there was one platform in which Fresh and Fit and Myron could redeem themselves. X. Now, as we know, X gives a lot of opportunities for people to say what they want to say without being demonetized. But stop the show. Myron has been demonetized twice on 2 different accounts on X. Now, what has he been demonetized for this time? Well, let's get into it. Elon Musk is a tech juggernaut, and of course, he helped Donald Trump win the presidency with his platform X. Now, what's really going on with Elon Musk? Well, because he's a tech juggernaut, he's really going for the H1B visas for more engineers and more technical people to fill the jobs in America that are not really being filled. And a lot of people who are opposing these Indians coming in are saying, hey, listen, why not give these tech jobs to Americans? And Elon Musk is saying, well, listen, there's so many jobs that are available, we can't fill them. So we need to give talented Indians the H1B visas so that they can fill them. And some Americans are clapping back by saying, well, listen, man, we have talented Americans, and the only reasons why you're saying that is because you want these Indians to come in and pay them a lower wage. Rewind. And white people are upset too. Just imagine how this dude is crashing out.
And this year our message needs to be this. We want no part of this anymore. We want our independence. We white people want our independence. We're not white supremacists. We are white sovereigntists. We want sovereignty. That's what we want. Forget about taking America back. There is no America. It's an economic zone. There's all these different races plotting. I just saw a bunch of Indians in a space on X literally spell out what they need to do. We need to have power in the media like the Jews do, and we got to have PACs for politics to move for pro-India and anti-Hindu phobia. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, what about white people? What about my group?
So Elon Musk has decided to crack down on any creator talking down on H1B visas on his platform. And that has happened to content creators like Nick Fuentes.
So they're banning everybody, and the one thing that they all have in common is that they're criticizing the H1B program. And I would also add, and this is something that I haven't heard a lot of people say, but I talked to Dan Bilzerian last week, and he kind of told me this, and I didn't even notice it. Everybody that's being retaliated against are also the prominent accounts, with the exception of Laura, who have been criticizing Israel for the past year, because we're not the only ones criticizing the H-1B program. You've got Jack Posobiec, you've got all the MAGA influencers, Ashley St. Clair. They're out there criticizing H-1B as well. Seems to be no retaliation against them. It's this particular network, which formed up after October 7th, and not a formal network, but an informal network of people that were critical of what was happening. We're the ones that are being retaliated against.
But not only Nick Fuentes, it has happened also to Myron.
Got him!
Myron says this: X is no longer a free speech platform. My account is under review, and my yellow organization account, Fresh and Fit Pod, was debadged as well as all my affiliates. Sad to see. Speak out against immigration, genocide, and Gaza are the lies of feminism, and boom! You're targeted. Now then he follows it up by saying, demonetization is concealed version of censorship.
What?
He meant to say demonetization, but obviously Myron, who accuses other people of not understanding English, can't spell. Brenda says, we still see you, so how has he stopped your free speech? He may have taken your money, but you're still expressing your beliefs. A guy named Gabe says, dude, you're still allowed to post on X, so how is he censoring you? And then Myron decides to call out Elon Musk directly. Hey, Elon Musk, the advertisers don't give a F as long as they make money. The advertisers define who's monetized. Platforms can't force advertisers. Also, didn't you tell those advertisers to go F themselves? What happened to that, Elon? We want that guy back. On top of that, that's no excuse to take people's subscriptions away when that is direct support from person to creator. Also, you debadged a bunch of accounts knowing that this will significantly reduce their reach for disagreeing with you on immigration. Basically, you punish dissent of your political views, which is 100% antithetical to free speech and why you claim you purchased this app. Do the right thing and give everyone back their ability to have their voices heard. Otherwise, you know better than the social media platforms you constantly criticize. And then Myron comes up with this controversial Twitter space and says this.
But let me be explicitly clear about this. I'm not apologizing to anybody, and I never have and I never will. I'm going to continue to call Jews. I'm going to continue to call blacks. I'm going to continue to call Indians. I'm going to continue to wear my hood when I want to wear it. And I'm going to keep throwing up the Romans. Anyone that doesn't like it could go suck a big one, veiny, by some BBC named Jamal, because I am not apologizing for anything, bro. I'll be damned if I'm going to have some Elon Musk sounding mother with a weird avatar trying to grill me on some out of here, man. Like, no.
Okay, so you guys heard what was said there. Here's the situation. You can't use the terms like the F-bomb, talking down on Jews, Indians, calling them names, talking about women, and then saying that somebody is hating on your free speech. What are you talking about? And this is what we see with Myron. He wants to go to any platform and do whatever he wants to do and then cry and say he's being censored. He's crying and saying his free speech is being taken away. There are a lot of things I want to be able to say on YouTube. There are a lot of things I want to say to people at all, but you can't just do whatever you feel like doing in life. You need to grow up, man. You are too old to be out here acting like an immature little boy. Then you're going to Patrick David Bett's YouTube channel, and then you're trying to, beef with him. Have me and Nick Fuentes on to debate H1B visas against any two you choose. It's guaranteed viral and 100K watching live. Shout out to all you guys at Valuetainment and PBD Pod. The reality is, man, nobody wants to touch you. No one wants to touch you because you're a loose cannon. You're silly. Nobody likes you, and you're doing bad, bro. It's just really what it is. You're doing bad. You are a literal joke, all right? And you got to follow the rules, man. You can't be on people's platforms doing whatever you want to do and saying like, oh, they're limiting my free speech. You got kicked off of YouTube, kicked off TikTok, kicked off Facebook, kicked off Instagram, and now you've been demonetized on X twice. You just go around fumbling the bag. And if they're H1B visas and there's a problem with it, you crying about it on X all day, it's not going to change that at all. It is not going to change that. If you wanted to change that, why didn't you go into politics? You didn't go into politics, so that's your issue. So you're doing all of that and it just doesn't make sense. Nobody's listening to you. You're on Twitter Spaces all day, crying like a little girl. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Trump. Appreciate you for all you just heard the bell. We're out.